Hey you guys, welcome back to Southern Latitudes. I'm Robin. I garden in East Central Florida, Brevard County. If you're around Florida, you might know where that is. It's the Space Coast where the rockets go up. And essentially, I am in a subtropical situation where we have a lot of new viewers, so I'm going to kind of give a little introduction to myself. And so we're right there on the cusp of never having freezes to having freezes in a matter of hours some years. And so basically what we do here, I just have a half acre. I'm in a suburban situation. One of the first years I ever recorded how much food we grow, it was in the 400-pound range, and then the next year was 640-pound range. And then it took a year off, and then currently we are weighing things again this year and also counting eggs and everything as well. And I think we're already at the 300 plus. I haven't done April, so I'm not sure, but I did January, February, and March weights, so I know we're doing pretty good this year. As an overall discussion, I will say we had an okay fruit year. We had way more blooms than we've had in the past, but sadly we had over 6 weeks of drought. And even with putting a hose on the plants at least once a week, maybe twice a week, if I could, the fruit were small, so the weight will be small there. Plums probably did the best. The white peaches are still finishing up, but I think they're going to do the second best. Nectarines, I ate one. The rest got some bugs in them, some Japanese beetles, I believe it was. And then the peaches dropped a lot of their peaches. As far as avocados go, I think that's sort of me as a newbie. Last year was the first year we had a ton of fruit on the tree, not just like a piece or two. It really put out the blooms, and the pollinators really found it. So therefore we had 25 to 30 maybe avocados on it, and I probably left some of them too long. We did eat some as we went, but I wasn't really sure. I'm kind of new to what my best dates for the yard are. And so, yeah, that was a little tough. I probably picked some late. We got some blooms late, but it looks like overall we're going to have a year of rest on the avocado, and we'll just start again next March. Usually around the third week of March, I get blooms on my winter Mexican avocado. And I like that. It's not like a storehouse where it's super fatty and creamy. If you leave it to be super ripe, it is creamy, but it is not the fat content of a storehouse. But in some ways it was just perfectly fine, you know, especially if you put it in a guacamole or something, you're adding your other flavors, Mexican flavors as well. Okay, so that's going on there. We're still weighing there. I'm just trying to think of things to update you. I've been the first of the month, the first couple days of the month, I was in Kentucky for vacation, and so Jack blessed me for Christmas with tickets to the Kentucky Derby. It was my childhood dream to come true, to be up in Kentucky, see the Derby. You know, not so much a fan of the racing industry, but I love horses nonetheless, and I have worked with rehabbing thoroughbreds. So that was just fantastic. And I came home. We set new dates to go with me and my son and his girlfriend, and we set dates to turn right around and drive up to the Georgia mountains, and well, in South Carolina too, I should say. We went there first for a night to see my sister and her family, and then to the mountains to see my parents primarily, and then my one niece had a birthday on, was that Sunday, and the other one has a birthday on tomorrow. And so we did birthday celebrations as well, and my parents have, my dad has a birthday and then their anniversary next week. So, you know, it's plus Mother's Day, and then you have Father's Day. It's all that good stuff. So usually in May, most Mays, or every other May for sure, we seem to go up there to the Georgia mountains, and it's a perfect time for a break in the garden, because usually I made a point, I got my summer stuff in the ground. We cleared off the grow table as much as possible, other than these couple things, and I've picked a lot, and then I came home to a lot more left to be picked. New things, new tomatoes that had ripened to be picked. The peppers are doing fantastic. I'm still going to give you a pepper tour here this week, and I'll spare you all the family things. It was fantastic. Loved it. I love my family so much, and I miss them so much when I'm not up there, but I'll try to keep all that private. But one thing that's agricultural related is that we were coming down 75 down the state of Georgia, if you don't know where that is, and the kids wanted Captain D's, and I couldn't find one. The first one we saw was still too close, and I wanted to make some distance and head towards home. And then the next one was in Tifton, Georgia, and I knew we were very close to Haas Tools. However, they used to be Haas Tools, but they have expanded into all the seeds and stuff so over the years, and so they're growhaas.com now. So I looked it up. We were 16 miles from them, and I said, how can I not stop by there? I needed to order. I knew, because these are my shallots. This is an experiment because we're really in the short day onion zone, but these are a shallot that's intermediate day, and really if I thought about it, I would have started them February, March, even April, but I didn't. So well, actually April 10th is when they were when it dawned on me to look at the seed packet. This is Tropea roselle, I hope that's right. And I bought these kind of on a whim just to see. And then, as you know, if you watch the last big long video on having the onions stored and cured, or vice versa, cured and stored, I found a shallot in there, and I was like, yes. And I found shallots the year before, and I was like, we should be able to do shallots. So I'm glad I have these started, and they're plenty tall enough, and they need to work. I need to trim them maybe and have them work on the roots, although the roots are pretty doggone developed, as you can see. And so I told myself, now we're almost in the rainy season, but I think I'm going to put them under the shade cloth. And I was like, I usually use 1 bag of ammonium sulfate each year on the short day onions. So I thought I need to get some more of this, and I picked it up, and then, well, I was in there and I thought, oh, I'm gonna order a few more seeds, this and that. We got some cute stickers. I got dirty at Haas, you know. And I hear her on the phone going, the young lady, her name just escaped me. Was it Jamie or something like? She's like, somebody here would really like to see you. And Greg was in the field, but he came out of the field. Wasn't that really nice of him, just to meet somebody he didn't even know? And I was on the computer already setting up an order just from memory of what I could remember. I mean, I'll still make another online order, but he came in off the field, just was as kind and friendly as could be. The hospitality was bar none. I mean, he's a CEO. He's got operations in a greenhouse. He's got 10 acres here. He's got other acreage, you know, and a warehouse full of employees. And, you know, but I think he spent nearly 45 minutes to an hour with just me. So when I got back, they had gotten all my things that I had the time to put into the computer done. So those are like tango celery, Curota carrots, sugar baby watermelons, Clemson spineless okra, Twister, which is a hybrid cauliflower, Godzilla hybrid broccoli. Those are my two favorite. I love those brassicas. And sunburst squash, which I grew last fall. It did fantastic. And so we're going to come back this fall with these as well. Oh, did I say the pole lima beans? So I have the Ford Hook lima beans in right now, and not that they're doing good or bad, but I'm gonna try some of these on the pole or on a fence later this fall. So anyhow, that was so much fun, and we told stories, we laughed a lot. I happened to bring, because I can't wear, I won the Grow Haas, no, excuse me, they're called Get Dirty socks. I won them with finding the old goat on the set months ago, several months ago, but I didn't get a chance much to wear them because it's Florida, you know, and we don't wear real long socks. So when I was going up north, I had them on, and so I realized that as we're heading over to Haas, I was like, I'm wearing my sorry, I'm gonna keep saying Grow Haas, my Get Dirty socks, and then he wore his Get Dirty socks, of course, and so we had to get a picture of that. That was totally funny. Oh. So anyhow, he asked me about Everglades tomatoes. We talked about all sorts of different tomatoes. He showed me his Hausenators and the things he was trialing, a little bit of that. He turned me on to these little orange cherry tomatoes. That was really good. I'll probably start some of those. And I don't feel so bad. My Hausenators were about the same as his. So even though mine should be ahead in Florida, I feel better that mine are okay. So if they're growing theirs this big and mine are this big, then I think I'm okay. We talked about asparagus, and now I don't buy the crowns and stuff from their company. I grow from seeds, so that was an interesting discussion. So every year I put more, I collect my little red seeds and break them apart when they're dried, and I put them in here, and I do grow these UC 157. These would be F2 crosses. The original one was the F1 cross. And my friends got them at a farmer's market. I think they originated out of Texas. And so that was maybe something I could bring to the table in the discussion, just how I do things down here. And they do offer crowns at our local feed store, but I wanted something developed for the heat. And I knew these were cultivars grown in heat, developed in heat. Oh, sorry, buddy, my bag flew over. And now the babies, you know, also have the genetics for growing in heat. My oldest ones are probably close to 5 years old. So anyhow, all very cool, interesting. We discussed, you know, the varieties that they sell that I had in my yard, and we just laughed. We're just, you know, two gardeners, and the office staff joined in, and it was just a great. I was so impressed by this family business and their generosity and genuineness to hear what other gardeners are doing. So anyhow, with all that said, it's time for these fake nails to come off. They're driving me nuts. I'm not used to having nails. I'm used to having dirt under my nails. I've stayed clean long enough for 3 weeks. I'm ready to get dirty, as the socks say. And I'm gonna start having to mow too. My son is gonna help me mowing this yard mostly weekly. And these gardens need a good turnover, get the weeds removed, get the dead removed, collect the last of the seeds, harvest things. I'm looking right at them. The thyme needs to be harvested and brought in. I've got a ton of peppers that are either ready to be pulled, almost ready to be pulled. Everything needs to have fish emulsion fertilizer on them. We need to get these in the ground this week. There's so many good things coming up. I bought peaches. Now I probably won't make a video for you, but I bought peaches in South Carolina, and so I did share a lot with them, but I have more than I can probably eat. They're getting awfully soft, so we're gonna make peach cobbler for dessert tonight using Jack's mom's recipe. Bless her heart. She's no longer with us, but we're in her honor. We're gonna make peach cobbler, and can up the rest and enjoy them for, you know, however long they last. But they're fantastic. I thought it was funny because Georgia's the peach state, but South Carolina says the other tasty peach state, or something like that. The more tasty peach state. So that was funny to me. And the flowers, you know, all those petunias and things are just in bloom up there. Things, you know, we're almost finishing up with. But oh, speaking of flowers, so the front flower bed, we'll do a little tour with that. There, all those Oklahoma salmon zinnias are just so close to popping. Some of them are popped, but we're not at full color yet, and I can't wait to surprise you with that. The black-eyed Susans are like at 95% ready to bloom. I saw 2 of the sunflowers just opening up this morning, so I can't wait to share those with you this week as we get back into gardening mode and out of vacation mode, and we're kind of almost in pool mode. Sorry for that. I forgot Tuesday's garbage day. I didn't get anything. I'm on Monday right now because I traveled all day yesterday, and for some reason my brain hasn't acknowledged that it's Tuesday yet. So anyhow, with all that said, I look forward to it. If you're not subscribed to this channel, please do so. We grow so much, and it is kind of rest season, but it's also not, because we got those orange pumpkins. They are vining everywhere. We have that mix of different sugar baby watermelons, but other watermelons are going nuts. I counted at least 5 watermelons this morning, and that's just the start of it. The okra's there. The roselle will be growing all summer. We have the collard still putting out. It's just so much still going on in summer, even though, you know, maybe I won't put out 3 videos a week. Maybe it'll be 2, but I do want to get through a series. I've been planning it for months, on the herbs and the medicinals in my garden, and the benefits of where they are, what do they look like, and so forth. I would love to do that. There's no reason for us gardeners not to pop a few things in your garden, and there may be things you don't even know. Perhaps you got an aloe plant in your garden. You don't know that aloe has a ton of medicinal benefits. There's things that I'm growing that I'm learning that I didn't even know had medicinal benefits. So I would love to bring that to you in maybe a June or July summer series. So anyhow, be sure to subscribe. That's where I was. I squirreled on myself. And give a thumbs up. So many of you are gracious to drop comments down below, and I always love communicating with you that way and getting to know. I wish I could accept pictures that way and see what, you know, your diseases or your bugs are, or things that you describe to me. But anyhow, one day we'll have all that and smell-o-vision. So I think we're done. And with that being said, we're back on schedule. Less of the reels and the shorts and more of the longer format content. So you guys take care, God bless, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.